In my first year of medical school, like all medical students, I studied gross anatomy with the help of a donated cadaver. I still remember the wonder of studying firsthand the complexity and elegance of the human body because of this woman's gift. I particularly remember studying her brachial plexus, a beautifully woven network of nerves supplying the arm. It was like macrame. It inspired me. I felt like I was looking at the work of a master artist. This woman's selfless donation impacted other patients for decades as I used the information learned hands-on from her to do pain-relieving nerve blocks throughout my career. I was so grateful to her and others like her for giving their bodies so that young doctors can learn their craft. My fellow students and I always treated her gift with respect. When you study a cadaver in class, you aren't told the donor's name, but we gave her a name and thought of her as a person. She was once a living, breathing human with a full life, and we gave her that respect and honor. I'm Dr. Heidi Klessig, a retired anesthesiologist and pain management specialist, and the author of The Brain Death Fallacy. Since I was in medical school, in no small part due to this woman's generous donation, the ethical care of human remains has always been deeply important to me. This is why I used to wholeheartedly recommend whole body donation. Whole body donation has traditionally been a way to promote the education of doctors, nurses, and scientists. Before this practice was accepted, young Victorian medical students had to rob graves for their studies. I, for one, am grateful we've moved past this and found more ethical solutions. I know I, for one, would not have enjoyed robbing graves and hiding corpses in my dorm room. Another reason whole body donation has been practiced is that it's helpful for people of limited means, since at least a portion of each donated body is cremated for free and returned to the family. I still think this can be a helpful practice, but it's not without some concerns, which are worth discussing. Donna Patrick, whose husband had donated his body to science, reported feeling financially coerced when asked to amend her husband's whole body donor agreement to include military blast testing, saying, "They prey on people that have no money, that are poor, that have no insurance like us." In 2017, Reuters news service reviewed thousands of records relating to the body trade after over a year of research into the widely unregulated world of body brokers, focusing on the Arizona-based Biological Resource Center. They found that when a broker goes to accept a body, they typically present the donor or next of kin with a consent form full of technical, difficult to understand language. These forms give brokers the right to dismember, sell, and/or rent body parts to medical researchers, educators, and the military, often for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Records from the Arizona Biological Resource Center in 2014 showed a whole body selling for $5,893. This facility was shut down shortly thereafter, and the ethical disposal of the over 10 tons of disrespected remains found there took more than 3 years. Unfortunately, this was not the only facility engaging in these practices, and efforts to regulate the industry so far have been lacking. So, is it safer to donate your body directly to a medical school? Up until June of 2023, I would have said yes.
The manager of the morgue at Harvard Medical School has been indicted in a scheme to steal body parts and then sell them online.
What do you have to say to the families who made those donations?
It's a disturbing case against a Goffstown husband and wife who now face federal charges, accused of trafficking stolen human remains.
They allegedly sold skulls, hearts, genitals, skin, and fetal remains through a Facebook group that focused on buying, selling, and trading oddities. He also allegedly brought the human remains to his home in New Hampshire to sell. In at least one instance, he reportedly brought prospective buyers into the morgue to choose which remains they wanted to purchase, like some sick shopping trip. United States Attorney Gerard Karam described it this way: "Some crimes defy understanding. The theft and trafficking of human remains strikes at the very essence of what makes us human. It is particularly egregious that so many of the victims here volunteered to allow their remains to be used to educate medical professionals and advance the interests of science and healing. For them and their families to be taken advantage of in the name of profit is appalling. With these charges, and thankfully they are being charged, we are seeking to secure some measure of justice for all these victims. While I do believe this case is an outlier, it makes me wonder if this is happening at other medical schools as well. If this can happen at Harvard, it can happen anywhere, and the lack of regulation regarding donated human remains makes it too easy for bodies to go missing. The Uniform Anatomical Gift Act, a law governing the donation of bodies and their parts, is supposed to regulate these donations, but additional protections are obviously needed. In July 2023, Thomas H. Champney, PhD, a body donor program coordinator, told MedPage Today, organizations that procure human bodies for non-transplant use, referred to as non-transplant anatomical donation organizations or non-transplant tissue banks, are not required to follow any specific federal regulations, although they may seek certification from the American Association of Tissue Banks. They are also required to follow rules established by the Uniform Anatomical Gift Act, or UAGA. But even the UAGA has few specifics about whole body donation and little enforcement capability. Overall, I now believe that whole body donation, once an ethical and laudable practice, may no longer be wise, at least for now. For the sake of ongoing medical education, necessary regulation and protections must be put into place going forward. At the time of this video, the Harvard Medical School case has not yet gone to trial, and it is my hope that it could lead to these protections being more widely discussed.
The man who used to run the morgue at Harvard Medical School pleaded guilty to trafficking stolen body parts. 57-year-old Cedric Lodge admits that from 2018 through March of 2020, he stole and sold body parts from donated corpses without permission from the donor families. Several other defendants, including Lodge's wife, have also pleaded guilty. At sentencing, Lodge could face up to 10 years in prison.
While the court proceedings won't erase the alleged atrocities to the generous donors in the Harvard morgue case, I hope the public outrage over all of this will lead to change and justice for the families involved and protection for all future whole body donors.